This is Nate Plays Back, and today I'm going to do a tournament recap. I did the daily Clash with Ash tournament today. I ended up getting 10th. Uh, every deck I lost to had the miner in it. And I was using this deck, the Trifecta deck, and it's it's not necessarily that this deck is weak to the miner. It's just I haven't really faced the miner a lot because I don't really play the miner in like regular games. They're just all over tournament. And look, we'll take a look at the top 10. I think everyone, or instead of me, has a miner except for one guy in their deck. Miner. And this is the guy that doesn't have the miner, and that was the third guy. Miner. Miner. And I actually lost to. I'll show my matches in a second. I won't show all of them. But I lost to Darth Moores, who's running a Lava Hound deck. And this deck is definitely weak against the Lava Hound deck. Because the only thing that can target, as you see, all those had miner except for this guy. But the only thing that can target the air is the Musketeer. And then he would send his miner in for my Musketeer when everything was targeted on the Lava Hound. And then he just like kept overwhelming me with like minions and everything. But let's see, where does the tournament start? Okay, it starts right here. I'm gonna show a couple. I'm gonna show the battle. Oh yeah, a battle like Clash with Ash. I actually played him. I'll show that. I ended up losing. I don't even know if it was kind of close. He was using a miner deck. I'll show. See, defeat, miner, 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 miner. And some of these decks are like, oh, and that's not the tournament. Now these are all like different decks. It's not like the same miner deck. Like that guy had miner hog rider minions, and then this one guy had the miner and minion horde. So it's like variations of decks. And yeah, I just need to get used to playing the miner, I think. And I think I've came to the conclusion that when the miner comes out in the shop, I'll buy it because I will have enough with. I think I can actually donate now. Well, I reached my donation limit earlier, but I actually have enough with my gold and my gems I have been saving up. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show replays. I'll show the Clash of Ash, and he's using like the new deck where people are using the furnace and the guards, but he threw the log in there. I'm not real sure what he put the log in for exactly, but we'll just see it play out. And I think at getting near the end, I just kept trying to do the same like push with the. Oh, I was kind of late on my Valkyrie right there, but also played the Valkyrie a little bit up so it took the damage from the fire spirit, so not let it hit the tower. So I kind of had a little damage done to my tower, done to my elixir collector from the miner, but I made sure that the fire spirits didn't get to my tower. And I've really come. Oh, and right here I was kind of stuck in a bad position. I didn't really know what to play right here to stop his princess and Benny Pekka. And I've come to learn that's one downside of this deck is that you don't really have many things to like trade with the princess, as in like you have the poison obviously, but like if they send the princess on the river, you don't have like any cheap troops like minions or goblins or anything to take it out. And right there I shouldn't have poisoned because that push was already over. Yeah, and I said oops because I realized I shouldn't have done that. And I overcommitted, so my defense was a little bad. I was afraid he's going to zap me right there so he could get a hit off, but he had already used his zap. and I keep putting the elixir collector in the middle, obviously, because he has the miner. And oh, again, right there, I kind of placed my Valkyrie up a little bit so the fire spirits hit her instead of my tower. Or if I got a little bit closer, I didn't want them to hit my elixir collector. And right here, I was just trying to get something going. I was trying to switch up the lanes, do anything. And see, right here, I had to resort to playing my cannon to take out the elixir collector because I couldn't play the skeletons because he had the furnace. And he got a good bit of damage right there because I played my skeletons to kill his miner, and then he ended up zapping it. And then he poisoned, and at this point I came to the conclusion that my only chance in getting like any tower damage was this push, which I got a good bit of damage because when I zapped the mini P.E.K.K.A, it made the mini P.E.K.K.A rechange its target, but then he ended up poisoning me for the win. So that was playing against Clash of Ash, so that was cool. Even though I lost. I think there was one match that I played a mirror deck. Which one was it? I think it was no. Oh no, it wasn't a mirror deck. Which one was it? This one. He had the lumberjack and it caught me off guard. Okay, I was wrong. It wasn't a mirror deck, but it was another Hog Rider deck. No, but he had the lumberjack, and I think it's not the first time I played the lumberjack deck, or like a lumberjack in a deck, but it was, I don't play on that often. And again, I placed the Valkyrie up a little bit instead of like right on the tower so that it would take the fire spirit's hits instead of letting it hit her and the tower. And I luckily got a spin with my Valkyrie off right there. And I think this is another example. I should have played my musketeer up a little bit instead of placing it so far back. And I shouldn't have poisoned right there. I've noticed that I try and force too many pushes like that one. I should have just saved my poison, then I could, because that poison didn't even really do that much. It took some tower damage, but if anything, I could have just poisoned his elixir collector instead. Because it's not like it allowed my hog to get a hit or anything. And right here, he caught me off guard. And what hurt was that my Valkyrie ended up targeting on his his lumberjack, and then like the Valkyrie is so slow getting to the Hog Rider while it was raged up, so it got a good bit of hits off. And so right now I'm in a pretty big deficit. Oh, and right here is another. I had the skeletons that time. Oh, and then you ended up zapping them. And I tried to get the musketeer out before the princess got his final shot on, because then he'd have to still do something to that tower. But then he ended up killing it. Now this was a bad use of the lumberjack because its rage is useless at this point. And I decided just to load up, and it depends on what kind of deck you're going against. I just put my elixir collector out in the corner sometimes because it's harder, or it's like out of the way for them to kill it. And you see there, I made sure that my troops targeted the lumberjack, targeted the hog rider first instead of the lumberjack, because if they had targeted the lumberjack, then the hog would have been raged up again. So I kind of learned that after the first time. And here he was pushing me he was just like throwing stuff out, trying to get a push going. And that rage didn't do that much. I still got a hit with my musketeer. But then a good thing about playing I shouldn't have played those skeletons because it drew the attention, or they the princess anyways. But a good thing about placing your elixir collector where I did just then is that after your cannon goes down, they'll go for that, and then they'll end up going for the main tower instead of the left one. And then I ended up on that push. I think that'll be it for this video. I told myself I was gonna make videos a little bit shorter, and I'll still have long videos too, but I don't like. There's not another match that like stands out to me. I could show a minor match, and you can see I ended up beating some minor decks, but like no offense to them, but the minor decks that I lost to, they were played like a lot what's the word? More effectively, I guess you could say. Oh yeah, I did show a minor deck. I showed the Clash of the Ash. Okay. Well, on that note, I think my next video will be on this giant poison deck. It's actually the deck that Interlaw uses, if you know who that is. If not, I will kind of show it. I've used it a little bit, but I didn't use it enough to feel comfortable in using it in this tournament. But anyways, that's it for this video, and thanks for watching.